There's something in us all that likes to be frightened, which may go some way to explain the continuing success of horror movies and fairground rides. But the most frightening experience you can have is to stare death in the face. You're about to meet an extraordinary group of men and women who don't use all the elaborate offstage safety devices of the movie stuntmen or rely on the illusions of special effects to create spectacle. Every act you see will quite literally take their own life in their hands. One move that's wrong, 1 inch too far, one lapse of concentration will mean almost certain death. But perhaps the scariest thing of all is the reason they do it: to entertain us. Welcome to Beadle's Daredevils. I suppose everybody has said at some time or another, I'll do anything once. I wonder if that's really true. Well, we're about to find out, because we're very fortunate. In our audience, we have one of the world's greatest daredevils. Thank you very much indeed. Would like to come this way? Thank you very much indeed. Now, if I could just put you here. What is your name, sir?
Khalid Siddiqui.
Carly, now, how long have you been a daredevil?
All my life.
Carly is going to now do the world-famous unaided stepping on a chair. Now, that deserves a round of applause. Face this way, please. And now, Carly will do the world-famous stretching out his arms and keeping them there. Very good. And now, Carly will be blindfolded. Just close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. And now, totally unaided, for sensation seekers everywhere, Carly will stand on one leg with his eyes closed. Just keep it there. Keep your leg there. Easy.
No.
Now, Carly, I think you'll agree that just 18 inches off the ground on a chair, that's pretty difficult.
Very difficult.
Okay. So how do you think it would be if you're on a chair 60 feet in the air and it was swaying about?
Murder.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Switzerland, Pierre and Helene Bauer. will now dice with death as they attempt the fearsome mid-air perch exchange. Pierre and Helene Bauer. But you don't have to be a high flyer to be at the peak of your profession. Please welcome direct from Las Vegas, the astounding Dick Franco.
Hey, okay. Yeah.
now I realise that if you were to misjudge the clubs, you could end up with a nasty bruise.
That's true, that's
and
true.
of course, if you were to swallow a ping pong ball, that could be extremely painful.
Yeah, twice.
Yes, exactly. But this is, and incidentally, boys and girls, do not put a ping pong ball in your mouth. It can be very, very dangerous. But this is a Daredevil show, Dick. Have you got anything sort of more daunting for us?
I've got something over here you might like.
Great, let's have a
Want
look.
to show you? There it is right here.
What are they, Dick?
Those are chainsaws.
Chainsaws. And what are you going to do with them?
I'm gonna juggle them. There we go. Just a second. Can't do this.
Down to earth about this show, as this gentleman is about to find out. Sir, what is your name?
Tom.
Tom, would you just climb up here, please? Just relax. It won't hurt me. Just grab hold of the trapeze, please. That's it. Okay. Grab hold and start swinging. Go. Thank you. Now, circus children learn at a very early age all the arts of the trapeze, because it builds up their confidence and strength for their later careers. And it does take a lot of strength to stay there, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly does, yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you just take one arm off and give the other arm a rest? You weren't up there very long, were you?
Not long enough, really, no.
So it takes quite a bit of strength.
Certainly, yes.
But there was no forces working against you. So can you imagine being on a trapeze, slung under a helicopter with all the G-forces working against you, and then not only just holding on by one arm, but also only by your toes? Will you please welcome, from Chicago, the astounding Mark David. coming up in just a few moments. Don't go away. It's a real treat to be able to introduce a legend on his own lifeline. From France, the dazzling Didier. The net was for the bike, not Didier, because on this show, none of the Daredevils uses a safety device. The only thing between them and death is skill and courage. Now, it seems today that there are more strong men about than there are us 7-stone weaklings. But the man you're about to meet can genuinely claim to be the world's strongest man, because the only thing he competes against is death. From Hungary, Hercules. Hercules will lay himself down on this cushion. Two enormously heavy steel tracks will be laid across him. Here we have a 1-ton truck, one driver, and the pickup truck is picking up even more weight. 7 male volunteers from our studio audience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To recap, 7 men, a 1-ton truck, 1 driver. This truck will drive over Hercules. Sir, can I borrow you, please? Come with me. Right. Here we have a cannonball. Would you kindly pick that cannonball up for us, please? Pick it up. Is it heavy?
Yes, very.
Pick it up. Keep your back straight. Now bring it over here. No. Come around this way. Now, I want you to drop it from as high as you can onto that steel plate. It is heavy. Okay, would you pick it up, please, and load it into the cannon? This is a genuine cannonball. Don't hurt yourself. Put it in. Thank you very much. Okay. So, what do we have? We have a genuine cannon loaded with a genuine cannonball. Just 10 feet away, Hercules. You're about to see an act rarely performed this century because of the terrible consequences of failure. I'd like the audience to join me in a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skating. That's not very frightening, is it? Unless, of course, you're spinning around at really high speed on a disc that's barely big enough to move, let alone stop. And if that isn't hazardous enough, you're also 20 feet in the air. From Spain, the Rolling Lucitos. Caesars!
From one set of wheels to another. From Germany, Skyrider Peter Bauer with his aerial motorbike. Let's now take advantage of a camera we strapped to Peter's motorbike and share the sensation of spinning round that high wire.
Combination of the classic arts and unflinching courage. From Canada, Duo Mouvance. More strange, startling, and stupendous action from our Daredevils in just a few moments. Don't you dare go away. Say what goes up must come down, but there's got to be easier ways than the one you're about to see now, because you're about to witness a gentleman set fire to himself and then plunge 60 feet headfirst onto a sponge. Will you please welcome the seemingly indestructible but very human Steve Lee.
Stand up. You ready? Ready? Go!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Through the magic of television, let's take another look at that remarkable dive in slow motion.
You're about to meet the greatest flirt in show business. She flirts with death in such an incredible way that even the bravest men just thinking about it turn to jelly. It's on such a lethal scale that we had to go outside to record this earlier. So sit back, hold on to your seats, and marvel at the world's most beautiful daredevil, Manuela Bauer. obvious by now that when you say the word Daredevil, there's one name that comes to mind. It's Bauer. And incredibly, this is the first time in 30 years that the Bauer family have ever all worked in the same place at the same time, because they live all around the world. We've seen Peter and Helene on the incredible sway poles, including that plunge of death. And we saw Peter on that wheelie on the wire. And we've just witnessed the remarkable courage of the beautiful Manuela on the high sway pole. But there's one more Bauer left to meet. A man who's about to take the challenge of the Wheel of Death. An act so frightening, I promise you, many of you will not be able to watch it. And if you're of a nervous disposition, do not watch this act. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the fabulous Joseph Dominic Bauer. Joseph Bauer will now attempt the almost impossible, to run the outside of the wheel blindfolded. Joseph Bauer. What I'm going to say now sounds almost like a joke, but I'm deadly serious. Just in case there's anybody out there who thinks I could do that, whatever you do, take one word of advice: don't. But we do hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a great privilege and an honor to work with some of the greatest Daredevils in history. From them, from me, good night.